Hi, this is Kristen Devaney again from Key Shapiro and Ford. I wanted to talk today a little bit about annulments. We have plenty of people who come to us seeking an annulment, which is basically asking that the marriage be considered void as though it never happened. There are a few bases for seeking an annulment. The most common basis is that there was some sort of fraud. So somebody entered into the marriage with a certain assumption, and then that changed after the marriage. They relied on that assumption in entering it, and then learned that that basis was completely false or fraudulent, and they would have never entered into the marriage had they not known that this was true or false. So the most common is dealing with immigration issues, or if somebody represents that they want to have children when in reality they do not want to have children or cannot have children. The court deals with that issue as though it affects the very core of the marriage, such that if it is true that that representation was made and the intention was not real, then the court could annul the marriage. Getting an annulment is not an easy process, especially if the annulment is being sought on a fraud basis. You have to have a third-party corroboration. Even if the annulment is not contested, you need to put on the stand a third-party witness who is going to testify as to the representation prior to the marriage and the representation after the marriage in order to satisfy the court that an annulment should be granted. So in the grand scheme of an annulment versus a divorce, clients need to think really carefully about which avenue they wish to pursue, because it might not make a lot of sense to go down the path of an annulment. And if it's not granted, then you're back in square one, dealing with then having to face the divorce. So an annulment is something that you need to really discuss with the attorney on whether or not that's the best avenue to pursue. People who do annulment, who want to seek annulments for religious purposes, need to be properly informed before seeking a legal annulment, because it may be possible for you to just get a divorce and also get your marriage annulled religiously, so that if you want to get married again in the church, that you're able to do that. So make sure that you speak with any attorney with respect to the annulment in depth as to what the litigation steps are going to be before making that decision.